All right, and when we continue, you ain't seen nothing till you've seen the amazing baseball collection of Kurt Cerulli. If you work in the financial world, you already know his name. Kurt Cerulli publishes the highly successful Cerulli Report. But if you think he's good at that, take a look at this. If Peter Pan loved baseball, we'd know him today as Kurt Cerulli. So this is your World Series wall. What all do you have here?
What I tried to capture was some of the great moments in World Series history photographically. So we have snapshots that serious students of the game will recognize just visually. And we also, in a lot of cases, have the scorecards from the World Series going back to 1940 and inscriptions from the various players, usually with some reference to something they accomplished or something they were part of.
To call Cerulli a baseball fan would be crass. He is an aficionado, a baseball collector whose wellspring is a boyish wonder.
I grew up in New Jersey, and I was very interested and focused on baseball. But I grew up in the shadow of Mickey Mantle, and he was the big hero to almost anybody my age in that area. And it wasn't until I was in college and grad school and was here all the time that I was able to shift the focus to the Red Sox.
But it's baseball in totality, the fields, players, and plays of dreams that captivate Cerulli, blending his love of history and baseball.
And you see things all the way through the Jackie Robinson era. You see all the challenges of the country-facing issues as well as baseball-facing issues.
There are photographs, magazines, programs, and balls. But what makes this a hallmark collection are its inscriptions.
Whether it's Bob Gibson inscribing the statistics for why he was the most valuable player in the World Series against the Red Sox, for example, in 1967. Or it's a specific date where someone had a very important home run, or someone inscribes game-winning home run for a World Series moment. It's really giving that statistic or that specific point of information that a baseball fan will instantly recognize and realize what it triggers a story.
My God, Kurt, what is this? This is awesome.
Being the father of 4 daughters, all of whom are great baseball fans, and a wife who's very encouraging and very understanding and also a great baseball fan, she had this bathroom put in for me. I'm the only male in the house, and she had a bathroom put in that only I can use, which recreates what used to be in Fenway Park, meaning the trough.
I didn't know that.
But this is the Red Sox World Series bathroom, and there are mementos from each of the World Series that the Red Sox have been in since 1946.
The collection began only about 5 years ago, starting with a gift, a baseball signed by Yogi Berra. Now it's sprawling, from Kurt's home to the Back Bay offices of Cerulli Associates, his financial research and consulting firm. Cerulli collects through agents, filling gaps in the themes of his collection. Do you ever want to go to these shows, or do you want to meet the players in person? Or?
I prefer not to. I think of them as they were in their prime. I think of their great moments at the time. And I don't necessarily want to meet with someone 40 years after they've had the event, and you might catch them on a bad day and they're in a bad mood.
So from afar, he immortalizes them. Aaron, Mantle, and Williams, one-name icons presiding at the plate. In his Boston offices, the collection is divided into themes, all well curated like the Hall of Fame hitters.
To Hank Aaron, the greatest home run hitter there ever was. Here's Duke Snider from the Dodgers in the 1950s, right next to Mike Schmidt from the Phillies in the 1980s. Carlton Fisk, near to a lot of folks' hearts.
Very cute, very cute. All right, here we are in the pitcher's room.
Well, these are the greatest pitchers in history of baseball. Here's Nolan Ryan, who pitched 7 no-hitters, and this is a photograph of his first. We have a section here on Bob Feller. He's one of my favorites. And actually the inscription on this photograph refers to the fact that he threw 3 no-hitters. He threw 46 shutouts, but it also refers to the fact that he was in the Navy from 1941 to 45, something that he was very proud of.
Even the not-so-proud get wall space, remote as it may be. Tiny little quarter for Pete Rose. What happened here?
Well, Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame. He's disgraced, and he's not allowed in the Hall of Fame, so he's not allowed in our Hall of Fame room either. But this does pay tribute to some of his great accomplishments, and he really was one of the greatest in the game.
Cerulli says there's no holy grail, but as long as there are walls to fill, he'll continue to collect meaningful baseball history. And of all the autographs, balls, and memorabilia, the MVP, most valuable piece in his collection, a gift from his daughter.
And over Christmas last year, she took that magazine and, unbeknownst to me, brought it down to Atlanta and got Jason Varitek to sign it and inscribe it personally to me. So that's probably the top for me.
Truly amazing. All right, that is it for Greater Boston. Tomorrow night,